After more than 4 decades behind bars, Charles Manson cult member Leslie Van Houten has just granted parole. It's now up to California Governor Jerry Brown to decide whether or not she should be released back into society. Van Houten went to prison in 1969 for the brutal murders of Leno and Rosemary LaBianca, a Los Angeles grocer, and his wife, murdered by Manson and his followers during a bloody killing spree that also included the massacre of pregnant actress Sharon Tate and 4 others. Van Houten wasn't part of the highly publicized Tate murders, but she was sentenced to life for the brutal murder of all those other folks. Joining me now for more on this is legal journalist for Trial Lawyer Magazine, Molly Barrows. Molly, I'm outraged that the parole board would even give this woman a second chance. This is a woman that under the law, before the law changed, should have been executed. I mean, absolutely should have been executed. And so I have no sympathy for this woman, no sympathy for the Manson family whatsoever. The idea of any of them getting out is just so deplorable to me. What's your take?
Well, I know, and a lot of people feel the same way you do. In fact, the parole board told Van Houten when she came up this last time to get her parole, they said, we've received tens of thousands of letters from people who do not want you back out on the street. But that didn't stop them. They still said that she's met the legal requirements of making parole, so they granted it to her this year, just like they granted it to her last year. But last year, Governor Jerry Brown of California stepped forward after reviewing the decision and said, no, I'm going to veto this. She is not allowed back out. But she went back up before the parole board again this year. It made her 21st time, and they did grant it again. So now she's got to go through that review process. So what
there is, just so everybody understands, it's a checkbox that these parole boards go through. And it's something, sometimes you have such extraordinary circumstances that you have to say, you know what, the checkbox doesn't work anymore. I personally am going to write Jerry Brown, and I hope everybody watching this show will write Jerry Brown and not let this happen. If you go back and read Helter Skelter, if you take a look at what this family of lunatics did to so many people, the idea of her walking the street, I don't care how old she is. What is she, 68? I don't care if she's 99. She needs to die in that prison. These people did not get a second chance to be paroled that she murdered. This particular, and full disclosure.
It's interesting, though.
I come from a prosecutorial background, so
it doesn't show, not at all.
But what is your take?
Well, it's interesting, Timmy, because there were 2 issues that jumped out when I was looking this over, and one is what you said about if she's met the legal requirements for parole, despite the circumstances that she's done that, the circumstances of the heinousness of her crime should play into keeping her in prison. I think a lot of people feel that way. But on the other side of that, for instance, the Los Angeles Area Times is getting, those area papers are getting letters to the editor saying, hey, if you don't let her out and she's modeled good behavior, because that was one of the reasons that the parole board said she should get out. She started numerous programs that have helped other inmates. She's been a model of good behavior, received her bachelor and master's degree in counseling. I'm not saying bleeding heart. I'm saying other people are like, hey, she could be a model for other, it would be a deterrent to other inmates if she was denied.
Well, you know, it sounds like she's doing a lot of great things in prison.
To make up for murdering people.
Keep her in prison, let her do those great things in prison, but putting her back out on the street is just so deplorable.
And the victim's family does not want her back out on the street. They were there for the latest parole board hearing as well.
Go read Helter Skelter. Read Helter Skelter and understand why I might feel like this as an ex-prosecutor.
Yes, well, and she did, like you said, she was going to get the death penalty, but then it was revoked. They banned it in 1972, so she automatically got that life with the possibility of parole.
Thank you.